France is playing 4D chess in Cameroon, and every move is decades in the making. As the world watches two of President Biya's closest allies suddenly declare their candidacy, Western media celebrates a democratic revival. But behind the curtain, a far more calculated game is unfolding, one designed not to dismantle the old system, but to disguise it. Because these defections aren't a crisis, they are choreography. In the high-stakes theater of Cameroonian politics, two of President Biya's longest-serving allies have seemingly turned against him, declaring their candidacy for the October 2025 presidential election. The press calls it a political earthquake, a sign of the regime's collapse. But what if this dramatic betrayal was written not in Yaoundé, but in Paris? This is the story of a grand deception, a neo-colonial trick designed to give the illusion of democratic choice while ensuring the survival of a system that has enriched a few and impoverished millions. This isn't just about an election, it's about the very soul of a nation and a continent, fighting to break free from the ghosts of its colonial past. What you are about to discover isn't just about Cameroon's election, it's about how modern colonialism operates in plain sight, using the language of democracy to continue their colonial control. Issa Tchiroma Bakary, a man who defended Biya for years, now says a country cannot exist in the service of one man and that the government is broken. On June 26, 2025, he released a 24-page statement that shocked the country. He, once a strong part of the system, had become its biggest critic. Days later, another big name, Bello Bouba, a former prime minister and long-time minister, did the same thing, saying he would also run for president. These two powerful men from the north had long helped Biya stay in power. Their sudden exit looked brave, like they were taking a risk to stand up to Africa's second longest serving leader. But something doesn't add up. Why change now? Why would two men who spent decades gaining power and wealth from the Biya system suddenly say it's broken? Just 4 months before an election they likely thought Biya would win. The timing is too perfect. To find the real reason behind this drama, we need to look past Yaoundé. The answer lies in a plan made long ago in Paris. France didn't just colonize Cameroon in the past. It found a way to stay in charge even after independence. When Cameroon became independent in 1960, it signed secret deals with France that tied its defense, economy, and resources to the former colonizer. While the full documents are still hidden, reports and release files show the truth. France was given first right to Cameroon's valuable resources. French soldiers work inside Cameroonian military, not just as advisors, but to make sure leaders stay friendly to France. Just this year, a joint France-Cameroon report showed how violent France was during the fight for independence, killing real nationalists and making way for leaders they could control. This system, called Françafrique, meant that flag changed, but power didn't. Real nationalists were pushed out or killed, while France supported those who followed their lead. From Amadou Abijo to Paul Biya, the French government always has someone loyal in power. This isn't old history, it's still happening. France learned that the best way to control opposition is to create one themselves. In politics and in medicine, the most dangerous things are the ones that seem normal. Issa Tchiroma and Bello Bouba are not new faces. They are products of the same system they now claim is broken. They built their careers with the help of Biya and by extension, his French backers. Tchiroma was once a prisoner, then came back to become one of Biya's loudest supporters. He even attacked French media for criticizing Cameroon. Bello Bouba played the role of a soft opponent before, but always returned to the government. These aren't rebels, they are the veterans of the same game. This is a known Françafrique move. When people start to want real change, the system sends in known names to pretend they are new. They confuse voters, split the opposition, and stop real change. Their job is not to win, it's to stop others from winning. This isn't real rebellion, it's planned chaos to keep French control going. Maurice Kamto spent 9 months in jail. Why? Because he's the real danger to the system. While other opponents enjoy media attention and dinners in Paris, Kamto is targeted. Kamto is a smart man, a former law professor and head of the Cameroonian Renaissance movement. He talks about real freedom, freedom from colonial deals, and a Cameroon for Cameroonians. His party has faced attacks again and again. In 2020, they said a state agent tried to kill him. His home has been blocked off many times. His team is arrested for holding meetings or sharing flyers. The government banned his political group and called it illegal. Hundreds of his supporters are in jail. Some were sentenced by military courts just for protesting. The system protects its friends and punishes its threats. Kamto can't be bought, and that makes him dangerous to the old system. His message connects with young people across the country. That's why he is under attack. His story proves who the real threat is. France may control the old men in suit, but it's losing the battle for young minds. On the digital front lines, a new generation of Cameroonians is refusing to be fooled. Armed with smartphones and social media, they are deconstructing the official narrative, exposing the political theater in real time. When Tchiroma and Bouba announced their candidacies, the response for Cameroon youth was not applause but suspicion. Hashtags questioning their sincerity trended. Memes mocking their road to Damascus conversion went viral. Citizen journalists and digital activists are connecting the dots, sharing articles about Françafrique and reminding their followers of the long history of French interference in Cameroonian politics. They are asking the hard questions. Why are these former Biya loyalists suddenly the opposition? Who benefits from a divided opposition? This digital awakening is a powerful counter-offensive. It transcends the old ethnic and regional divides that the political elite have so often exploited. For this generation, the enemy is not a tribe or a region. It's a corrupt neo-colonial system that has stifled their future. This digital awakening represents France's worst nightmare, an informed generation that sees through the political theater and demands real change. Cameroon isn't unique. It's the template France exports across Africa. The strategy of manufacturing opposition, of controlling transitions, of installing and protecting compliant leaders is a well-worn page from Françafrique playbook. We've seen this play out time and time again. In Chad, a dynastic succession was blessed in Paris, ignoring all democratic pretenses. In Ivory Coast, French forces intervened to install a president of their choosing. Across the Sahel, a new generation is rising up, demanding an end to French military presence and economic control. A sentiment that has led to military coups and pivots away from France in countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. These nations are fighting to break the chains of the colonial pact. Their struggle is Cameroon's struggle. This is why the October election is so critical. Cameroon is the heart of Françafrique, a linchpin in France's sphere of influence. If France loses Cameroon, it doesn't just lose a country, it loses the core of its African empire. That's why the stakes of this election extend far beyond Cameroon's borders. The October 2025 presidential election is not just about picking a new leader. It is a turning point for Cameroon and all of Africa. The choice is between staying under foreign control or choosing the harder but freer path. The forces against free change are strong. Powerful people, a rigged system, and outside powers are all working to stop it. The new candidates aren't signs of free change. They are the system's way of pretending. But the people are waking up. The youth are leading a new movement. They are choosing truth over lies. This is our chance to leave behind the chains of past and work towards real freedom. This is Frontline Africa. If we value truth unfiltered and power reframed from an African perspective, then you understand why exposing these neo-colonial puppet shows matters. The old men in Paris think they can fool us with their political theater, but the young lions of Africa are watching, learning, and roaring back. Subscribe, like, and drop your thoughts in the comments because the revolution will be televised and it starts with us seeing through their lies. I am Issa Energeta. See you in the next one.